Imagine this. You are standing in the office kitchen pouring a cup of coffee. A native English-speaking colleague walks in. They smile and say, "Hey, how's it going?" You panic slightly, but you manage to say, "Good, thanks. You?" They reply, "Pretty good." And then nothing. Absolute silence. You stare at your coffee. They stare at the microwave. You desperately search your brain for something, anything to say, but your mind is completely blank. You know thousands of English words. You can read complex articles and listen to hour-long podcasts, but in that tiny 10-second window, all your vocabulary vanishes. You finally grab your mug, mutter, "See you later," and run back to your desk feeling incredibly embarrassed. If you have ever lived through this exact nightmare, take a deep breath. You are not alone, and your English is not broken. Welcome back to the English Listening Podcast. I'm your host, Sophie, and today we are going to fix the most uncomfortable problem in language learning, the awkward silence. I am going to teach you exactly how to keep any conversation going, how to never run out of things to say, and how to feel completely relaxed when a native speaker talks to you. The reason your mind goes blank during small talk is not because you lack vocabulary. The problem is that traditional English classes teach you to be an answering machine, not a conversationalist. In school, the teacher asks a question, you give the correct grammatical answer, and you stop talking. Did you go to the store? Yes, I went to the store. End of story. But in the real world, if you just give a direct answer and stop talking, you are killing the conversation. You are forcing the other person to do all the heavy lifting. When you give a one-word answer like good or yes or nothing much, you are building a brick wall. To become a fluent C1 speaker, you have to stop building walls and start building bridges. To build these bridges, you need a strategy. You do not need more vocabulary, you need a system. I call this the return and expand method. It is a simple 3-part formula that native speakers use unconsciously every single day. The formula is answer. Add one tiny specific detail about your answer. This detail is the bait. It gives the other person something to react to. Third, you ask a return question to pass the invisible conversational ball back to them. Let us look at a real example. Imagine someone asks, "How was your weekend?" The beginner response is, "It was good, thanks." The conversation dies instantly. Now let's use the return and expand method. Step 1, answer. "It was really good, thanks." Step 2, add a detail. "I finally tried that new Italian restaurant downtown. The pasta was amazing." Step 3, ask back. "Have you ever been there?" Do you see the massive difference? You went from a dead end to opening up a whole new topic about food and restaurants. You took the pressure off yourself and gave the other person something easy and fun to talk about. Now, you might be thinking, "Sophie, that sounds great, but what if I don't have an interesting detail to add? What if I literally did nothing all weekend and stayed on my couch?" That is perfectly fine. You do not need to be an incredibly exciting person with a crazy life to be a great conversationalist. You just need to know the 3 magic topics. These are universally safe subjects that work with coworkers, strangers at a bus stop, or new friends at a party. The first magic topic is food and drink. Everyone eats, and everyone has an opinion on coffee, tea, or local restaurants. If the conversation is dying, just look around you. If you're in the office kitchen, say, "I'm so glad it's finally time for coffee. Have you tried this new brand they bought?" If it's close to lunchtime, say, "I'm starving today. Do you know any good sandwich places around here?" Food is the absolute ultimate icebreaker in any culture. The second magic topic is media and entertainment. We all consume content, especially in the modern digital age. If there is a silence, you can always use the phrase, "Are you watching anything good lately?" or "Have you seen that new documentary on Netflix?" Even if they say no, they will usually tell you what they are watching instead. You can do the exact same thing with books, podcasts, or sports. It instantly gives both of you something passionate to discuss. The third magic topic is immediate surroundings or the near future. Talk about what is happening right now or what is happening this weekend. You can always mention the weather, but take it a step further. I can't believe how cold it is outside today. Are you ready for the winter or do you prefer the summer? Or, thank goodness it's almost Friday. Do you have any big plans for the weekend? People generally love talking about their days off and their personal plans. Now we are going to practice this together. We are going to do an interactive role play right here, right now. I am going to play the role of a native speaker you just met. I will ask you a common question. I will leave a few seconds of silence. During that silence, I want you to speak out loud. Do not just think the answer in your head. Physically say it using your voice. I want you to use the return and expand method. Answer my question, add one small detail, and ask a question back. Are you ready? Let's begin. Imagine we are at a networking event. We are standing by the snack table. I look at you and say, "Hey there, so how long have you been working in this industry?" Now pause and answer me out loud. If you just said 5 years, you killed the conversation. A great C1 response using our method would be, "I've been in the industry for about 5 years now. I actually started out in marketing before moving to this side of the business. How about you? How long have you been here?" Let's try another one. Imagine it is Monday morning at the office. I walk up to your desk, put down my bag, and look over at you. "Morning. Did you have a good weekend?" Answer me out loud right now. Remember, do not just say, "Yes, it was good." A perfect return and expand response would sound something like this. "It was great, thanks. I mostly just relaxed at home, but I did manage to finish a really good mystery book I was reading. Did you do anything fun?" Let's do one final practice scenario. We are standing in line at a local coffee shop waiting for our drinks. The line is barely moving. I turn to you and say, "Man, the line is so slow today. What did you order?" Speak your answer out loud. A fantastic native level response would be, "I know, it's crazy today. I just got a flat white. It's the only thing that wakes me up on a Tuesday morning. What is your go-to coffee order?" Excellent job. If you practice that out loud, you are already training your brain to stop panicking and start connecting. The next time you find yourself in a conversation with an English speaker, do not let the silence scare you. Remember that you have the tools to handle it. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be engaged. Answer the question, add a little piece of information about your life, and throw the conversational ball back to them. Small talk is a skill, and just like grammar or vocabulary, it gets incredibly easy once you practice the formula. It is also important to remember that communication is 70% nonverbal. When you are using the expand method, keep your body language open, smile, maintain eye contact, and nod when the other person is speaking. If you look like you want to be in the conversation, the other person will feel more comfortable talking to you. If you look terrified and stare at the floor, they will think you want to leave and they will stop trying. One more secret tip for your conversational toolkit is the use of back channeling. These are the small sounds we make to show we are listening, like right, uh-huh, oh wow, or I see. These sounds act like the grease for the gears of a conversation. They keep things moving smoothly without you having to say a full sentence. Practice adding these into your listening. It shows the native speaker that you are following their story and encourages them to keep going. Before we finish, I want to give you a challenge. Most people listen to these podcasts and then go back to their quiet lives, but fluency requires action. Your challenge this week is to use the return and expand method at least 3 times. You don't even have to do it in English first. Try it in your native language with a cashier, a neighbor, or a coworker. Get your brain used to the pattern of adding a detail and asking a question. Once the pattern is a habit in your native language, it becomes much easier to execute in English. You are doing an incredible job. Reaching a level where you can even think about small talk shows that you have already put in hundreds of hours of work. Don't let a few seconds of silence make you forget how far you've come. You have the vocabulary, you have the grammar, and now you have the system. Thank you so much for joining me today on the English Listening Podcast. I hope this strategy gives you the confidence to stay in the room next time someone asks you how your day is going. I am Sophie, and I will be right here with you in the next episode to help you reach your English fluency goals. Take care, keep practicing, and speak with confidence.